G and Nephew show, Ep7, I do believe. And we are back. We took a little break, but we're gonna hop right in it. Our hometown Browns. I want to call this segment reality check, if you will. So the question being posed is, what's the biggest piece that the Browns still need to become a true AFC contender?
What's good, nephew?
Right.
Folks out there.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that has been shown, like we have seen before the regular season even started,
Mm-hmm.
the season was already over with because the organization was already divided. Pitts and who was going to lead the organization as the face of the Browns, meaning the quarterback position. And if you don't have that already set and established, your season is done. It's going to be what it is, and I feel bad for the player. That's the thing I want people to understand as fans. I guess people are passionate about it. I've removed myself, because I would be in the same state where I'll be walking around miserable. But I understand It's a game. It's a child's game. But at the same time, let's think about these young men that are giving their body up.
Right.
When the team and organization is knowingly taking the season, basically rolling the dice, saying, hey, we end up with a good season, cool. If not, cool. So when this owner said he's all about winning, no, you're not all about winning. And I even question the role of Andrew Berry. Does he really have the autonomy, the power as a general manager? Because as a general manager, you pitch somebody, okay, you wanted your guy to be out there. You had your quarterback that you believed in Gabriel. He's shown that he's scared to throw the ball.
Right.
And Andrew Berry,
you a 50-yard pass, nothing over
crazy. You're not even protecting. Look, your offensive line is weak. So a great quarterback knows how to protect their offensive line. And the fact that I don't even know if Berry truly has the power of a GM,
right?
Because there's no way, knowing that, okay, not allow, but the head coach wanted a certain quarterback, you got drafted him 3rd round. It was a waste of a pick. But then you still seeing on the board that the one you knew should have been picked, you end up getting. And it was in the 5th round. So his value, that young man lost a lot of money.
Exactly.
But yet, you still look at we can give him an opportunity.
So what kind of, and also when I look at that, when you
look
at the brand of the NFL,
I hate sounding like
when you look at the brand of the NFL, the whole thing is to have a young high school student that want to continue his career, so he does everything right, not knowing if he will. Then you telling them now they got to go to college. Always have, but how long you need to stay.
But it's a grown man sport, so understand this is more like football is different than basketball.
Right. So
you're still developing.
And that's why I think a lot of you've never seen a high school student go right into the NFL. They're not. And
ready. I'm not saying you don't have young men that are man-childs, they're developed, but you talking about this different level of strength.
Levels. And
there's
IQ,
levels to this.
And IQ.
IQ, exactly.
So when you look at all those factors, he did everything right. He went to school. His father is not just about letting him on the field. He probably had to had a highest GPA.
His father is first of all, not to cut you off, but his father is a Hall of Famer. And his job was to study what? The greats study what? I'm talking about his position as a cornerback. They study what? Not just the receiver. They study the quarterback. They study the whole offense. So as a defender, people don't understand this. You have a better understanding offense sometimes than the offensive player because it's your job to study them.
Yeah.
Just like an offensive player
should be doing the same. Right.
The greats do that.
Okay.
It's not just about the physicality of the game. It's the IQ, the understanding.
Well, so and you can take that to basketball. When they say a player got high IQ, he knows what a defender can and can't do. So as he's going into his offensive move, he know, I got him. He can't do this, or he's in the wrong spot. he did. I peeped his feet.
Yeah, that's
so it's just like IQ and knowing. Oh, let me shift to my left hand.
Right, and that's from a one-on-one standpoint. But you know, from we always want to talk about team concept. It's broader. You have to know what everybody's responsibility and all that. But back to Barry, you know, he even said, Shador is my pick. But he's seeing what's going on. You would think as a general manager, and what they did, remember I said they're gonna probably go through steps on a bye week. They was gonna fire him. But
they're making it like he gave it up.
No, they made him.
Okay.
I said that. Remember I said they're gonna make him do that in the bye week. But my thing is this: the fact that you displayed flat out insubordination. That's what he's displaying as a head coach. You're being insubordinate. And you know this kid ain't working out. He wasn't going to never work out. And the problem is that people got to look at, it still comes down to size.
Do you feel it's about money right now?
So I'm about to, and that's the point I was leading up to. I'm sorry I was dragging out. So the reason they haven't fired Stefanski, because they will have to pay him
along with the
his other people things that they had to pay. So they had to wait probably to the end of the year, then fire him based on not getting the job done. So he's only going to get a certain, depending on how his contract is written up.
This is a list of everyone that the Browns are currently paying. So,
and it's crazy.
The list is crazy. So, Stefanski, that's a good point you brought up. Stefanski knows that. So it's like, hey, I see the writing on the wall. Let me do what I need to do. Let me do what I want to do.
And he understands the financial burden that they're under.
Yeah.
You're paying a quarterback one of the highest contracts, and he didn't pan out.
And then
plus other players that they're still paying out. You gotta remember Sashi Brown era, the quarterback from Denver. They took on that like it's a lot of money.
It's a lot, and a lot of them are.
Now I might be wrong. Some of that stuff might have cleared the books, but just off of let's just keep it simple. Just off of Deshaun Watson's contract, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Plus the contract you just signed. Njoku was that 2 years ago. He was one of the highest paid tight ends. Garrett just signed his contract. The lineman, Tiller, he's at the end.
Ward has to be coming up on
Ward, he's about to be at the end of his contract. So we had all these big money contracts trying to lock up talent, showing that we want to keep the talent that we drafted, and we've done nothing with it. And it always started with the leadership, the head coach. Now, what people don't understand, I know everybody's looking at the Baker situation. Like I said, Baker was a problem because of where he was at that time. He was very immature. He was going to rake the Browns over the coat. He was going to basically attack what they call low-hanging fruit. He knew it was a place that they didn't have success at quarterback. He's showing he's the different man. He's the man, especially his rookie year. So when it came time for negotiate contract, he was asking for the top dollar, but he didn't show that he was mature enough.
He was feeding off handle energy. We was also the
plus you add in his father. His family had a big deal. Now that he's grown, his family is no longer a part of his career. So now look at him.
Yeah, so the whole family wasn't cool.
But what's the low hanging fruit is playing the Browns. They made the right decision at the time. Whether people want to admit it or not.
And I see that same. I see that same thing occurring with Stefanski. He's still a young coach. As far as you know, yeah. So it's like he's not worried about getting another job. I don't feel. Because people around the league still praise him on his IQ and all this about the game.
IQ when you don't make
exactly. And all these years he hasn't done nothing. But I still hear it all time and time again. So then they always use Cleveland like, let me out of Cleveland so I can show you what I can do.
We're low hanging fruit, man.
Yeah. So I already saw that playing out, and it's just a good thing. Like it's crazy you tied that in. Like he's just being insubordinate in so many words right now.
The fans of the city, like we're tired of being disrespected when we have no choice but to support what's given to us. But what these organizations gotta understand, the worst thing you want to happen is when a fan base say enough is enough. Now, this is the rub to that. I told you behind cameras, their whole goal is to move the team to Columbus. Remember I told you that? That's what they really want to do. So they really don't care deep down. And if they got to stay up here
just for a little bit, build a stadium and all that, they'd do it. It's just money.
But there's a lot of people before, when he first got hired that was like, "Yo, this is the worst decision."
And think about it, it would be easier to do if that was an idea. Think about what just occurred to make it easier for that. Maybe 10 years down, 15. See, people don't think like that, but business people do. 15 years down the road, his son will be handling operations of the Haslam corporations. And he's like, hey, if you want to take it down to Columbus where you went to school, who knows what's going on. But if that's where they wanted to go, all they would have to compete with Brook Park, the city of Brook Park now, instead of the city of Cleveland.
And the crazy thing about it,
Brook Park don't have enough to hold on to the Haslam.
This is what people don't understand. What made Cleveland special besides the people, we had an area that everybody knows, the flats in downtown. There's a lot of businesses set up for sports. And not just sports, just having a great evening in the city of downtown. But when you remove the main attraction, the whole reason why they're set up that way, now you're basically destroying the city from inside out.
I just heard a crumble effect in my head. It's just deteriorating. It's gonna look worse than whatever they think it is now.
This whole lakefront revitalization, we're gonna make it family friendly, which you've always had the opportunity to do. Now, this is the aim. And I get it. We're talking about politics. We're talking about things that you don't see behind closed doors. Like I said, how they've abused the city, and that's what it came down to. The city has always been abused. We are a little port to all the major cities when we're a major city ourselves. And we had to have the mentality to protect base. And a lot of people don't think like that. What I mean by that, like, you stand up for your city because that's where you raise your kids. That's where your mom and your daddy was raised. You know what I'm saying? There should be a certain level of pride. You don't care about what people think, but at the same time, if we're not afforded those opportunities, and I'm only talking from our standpoint as a people, we're not. We're not afforded.
And now that you bring that lakefront idea up, the mayor Bibb is streamlining that, and you look at the options that they had available. Look at the options that's available. He had a backup plan, and you don't see that from a lot of the other mayors that have been in charge. Like, the team had a mission to get out of there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. How I've been looking at the young man, I've been watching what he's trying to do. When he first came in, I think he was really trying to establish the tech world here. What's going on in the world and on the West Coast. The West Coast is driving the tech world, which is everything that controls the world.
Right.
From AI to all the different, things that can spawn from that. But now I see that he's looking at it from the standpoint to close the schools down now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enrollment, what you said. What we were speaking about.
Yes. Enrollment going down. All these different schools that drop division because kids are not going to school. They're dropping out. Okay. The kids not going nowhere, but you're closing down the school. So what if you're able to inspire the kids to come back to school, but now you're limited in schools and now you're overcrowded?
So I plan on going to a few more now that I have time. And everything will ramps up around this time because they take it inside, and it's like the people attend the meetings more. So I'm gonna attend a few meetings to see like what the plan is. I'm gonna go to some of the city planning meetings because I want to see like are they gonna repurpose the schools into rec centers until attendance grows.
There has to be.
I'll ask that question. I'll stand
there
up and
has
ask.
there has to
You
be
can't
a
just
use.
shut the school down.
My thing is this: don't look at them as something to abandon. Look at okay, if your idea is okay, we're gonna shut these schools down because these are the numbers we have,
and then we merge.
But we're still we're merging neighborhoods. We're merging sections.
Ideologies at times. You got
have been going at
cultures.
it for decades.
These cities,
and that's what you're creating. So therefore, I feel like when you're doing that, you're fulfilling the needs for the jails. Because you gotta remember, there was just an article. There's actual companies that have built new jails around the country that are complaining in their individual states. Hey, where are the criminals? I just saw an article. I swear on everything. So when people say the judicial system isn't in business, yes, it is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was built.
If you don't think
it was for one to destroy lives. In fact, like it was all tied in. Whether people want to realize it or talk about it, I'm a living proof of
the TV shows how like that, how they make these people work for. It's a business.
I'm a living proof of having your name smeared and then have a record. And then when you have a record, it's not about I couldn't find a job that would pay. I'm still making a lot of money. It was the fact something was stolen from me and somebody put smut on my name and I don't have justice. So when you don't have justice, you don't feel whole.
Right.
You don't feel whole, your mentality, because you understand all the things that didn't come about because of somebody's indiscretion. And so it's a hard thing to live with. So think about all the people, like, yes, there's people that do bad things, but nobody thinks about the people that's really innocent.
Exactly. And you know, you got the innocent projects out here, but to what we're saying, you know, let's repurpose these buildings that you plan to shut down.
Put them to use.
Put them to use. So, you know, you can let's go local with the Freedom Foundation.
You know what would be a great thing?
You know, you can have these young, inspiring people work inside of these schools and utilize the classrooms. You know, you can merge them into big open spaces, and they can just practice law that's just coming out of college.
You know what's so great about it? Being able to create a center, like you said. So, like what a rec can be, it's not just about activity. It's about Bedford, where y'all lived at one time, majority of your life. They offered all kind of stuff. They offered guest speakers. They offered entrepreneurship. They offered different programs, not just aerobics, anything that had to do with fitness, but also day-to-day living, different type of speakers to attract people, because there's all type of thinkers and everybody's community. So if you're able to offer that to the community,
because I see, you know, the one thing that Cleveland pushes, because I'm involved in it, is like I said with the Young Sprouts group. Cleveland is different than working in Florida or Georgia. You know, that's year round.
Yeah.
They weather dips a little bit, but it's year round. We got a certain set time in Cleveland. It's so tricky now with the weather being crazy.
But what you just said about
you got to bring it inside.
But hold up. Using these spaces,
you can start. Nobody doing
you can grow. You can grow inside. You just gotta know how to do it.
Exactly.
You have to understand the greenhouse effect. So if I like, people don't talk about it, like people have created greenhouses and warehouses just because they're able to create the temperature that you need, understanding the growth process, because it's
the
about
size, everything,
all that. Constant fertilization. That's why the whole aquaponics idea, I love that, Eugene, because that's a true diet to live by: fish, vegetables, and fruit. That's what we're supposed to be living by.
And you can have one system growing every single piece,
and it's feeding the whole ecosystem.
Never have to change the water.
It's feeding the whole eco, and that's And that's something. So, and I actually want to shout out to Farmer Jones. That's one of my kids that own it. Javon. He went to Maple. That's his family. Him and his uncle also own pest control business. But they pretty much they're the ones that's located on Unity and Kinsman. The huge tent vegetarian. That's their. They do the fish fries on Friday.
And so that's smart. They got everything. They got the fish right there.
They got the aqua pot. Like, so you know that's actually family. That's people's. So you know, everybody, please check out Farmer Jones. They be having dragon fruit. Like they have seasonal exotic fruit. That's one thing I love about them. Like they present different fruits. Yeah.
So it's like going to the West Side Market, but just local.
It's just smaller. Yeah. And it's right on Broadway in Maple Heights.
Right.
Farmer Jones, which is actually a landmark in Maple Heights. They were able to buy.
Very well kept.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing. As a community, we have to get back to the old ways. It's my generation that has to forward with being an example. We got the information. We gotta be the ones to apply it. And a lot of my peers, they're doing it. They're on it. I know a lot of people that got a little bit of land that they got tucked away. They got gardens that they're doing and stuff. And that's what we gotta get back to, growing our own food. That's the only way we're gonna survive.
Yeah.
And us, and the fact that you have the skill set, you know how to grow inside.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I got everything planned out. I'm just gonna work on through the winter. Work on trying to establish some connections to get into one of these spaces. And once you have one space, you show them like what y'all got available in this city. So you got the new mayor in East Cleveland. So I'm going to go meet her, and hopefully we can sit down and chat.
You said East Cleveland?
East Cleveland's got a new
Shout
mayor.
out to Calvin Brown, rest in power, young man. Went to Shaw. Great athlete. He was a little bit younger. I played against him when he was younger. He was a couple years younger than me. Might be a few years younger, but I know of his name. But I played against him different places, different areas. He had signed at Ohio State coming out of high school, so you know, well respected in EC. And that's the thing, like. There's so much talent. And when I mean not just in sport, I'm just talking about people in general, just the creativity, the ingenuity that comes from here. There's a lot of people that have great ideas, but those that have either applied it through college or through trade or just through their own will to be independently ran by them and their belief in their own ability, man, it's a wealth of talent. I'm just talking about here in Cleveland because you have it northeast of us, from Akron all the way up to Youngstown, to Erie border, to northwest, to Toledo, Sandusky area, you know, all those borders, Fremont. The talent up here, and it's all over Ohio. But up here, I feel like we get neglected. I really do. And I know we went from talking about sports, but I hope people understand we're here to talk about this area, and it's not just about sports, it's about everything. To the state itself, whether our own state don't recognize us, but we understand our worth because so many of us have gone out into other states and have blossomed and beyond the United States into the world.
And that's a vital point as far as what you said about like as far as not getting enough shine to highlight all of the good players that's coming to females, males, every sport that they, you know, so I know some good swimmers. You know, it's like, man, you know, let's get it.
At one time, did you had track, like we were
going to the Olympics.
Like, oh, there was a time period where we was developing. Like it was almost like a 10-year skip period, but every 10 years it was a little short burst where we're producing them out. Same with basketball is probably the hardest to come out of this region just because we're competing with the Detroit, Chicago, New York. But one thing about our players, we some dogs. Like
And you know, I think the world see that.
We play like we play like
have a lot of boxers come out.
So on some real, we play like grown men when we talk about basketball. We play like grown men. Like the guards can post up, but we're traditional guards. Our bigs are definitely tough on the post, but they're skilled at the same time, and our IQ is high because we're being coached by these traditional coaches. So we have an understanding of how the game should flow. Like when you understand how the game should flow, your IQ raises. If you're not, basically what I'm saying, if you're not taught the basic principles of each sport, your IQ will be delayed. It's not that you can't advance and grow to become high-minded in your individual sport, but I am going to say in Ohio, you do get the fundamentals very quickly. It's all about how you end up seeing it and being able to express your skill set within the flow of the game because it's all about winning. And that's one thing about us. We really care about winning. Like the individual stuff is cool. It is. Everybody want to be pat on the back, but I really believe all the athletes that have balled out, it was always about winning. I haven't really met a person that just said, "Yeah, it was all about." No, I can't.
When you a winner though, the people that won with you, they speaking about you when you're not around. So that's all gonna come in its due time. Like you walk into a room and there's 4 dudes that was there with y'all when you won your high school championship, and you might, they already talking about you when you walk in the room. So it's like, just worry about that team. What you saying? Worry about that team first.
How do I play? And you know what team? But you know what team is about? It's no different in life and marriage and family structure. What is your role, and are you the best at it? And when I mean the best at it, like you're trying to be the best version of yourself and doing whatever's asked of you to do. And whatever your personality is, you may carry out to go beyond your role, but you still maintain your role, if that makes sense. You still always focus on the job at hand. So that was always the mindset, don't be a weak link. Do whatever is asked of you and do it well. If we can highlight, get opportunity to just meet all the different talented people that walk around day to day life. Because when I'm driving, a lot of times I be seeing people, I've always be one like, damn, I wonder what you great at. I bet you have a great skill. And I'm talking about these are people that don't even get recognized. I'm talking about the homeless. Like we don't think about our homeless enough. We don't think about why they're where they're at. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. We discard our special needs.
With my channel,
in my field, I work with special needs. I work with the MR and the disabled, mentally challenged, whatever they want to call them. They change the names, but in my field, my clients, the field I've been in since '99. They're not even thought about because their family don't even think. So if their family don't even think about them, the world definitely don't think about them. So to see them, and they really be the most gifted.
Just really fell on like a situation and then had support behind them. So
it's just being able to see them as
a lot of kids in foster care.
And that's another thing. Foster, I was a child care worker, so I know the depths of that. And that's what I'm saying. There's so many different fractions of the community that we have, and how do we make changes? Well, it starts with one little step. So, being the best version of yourself, whoever you are, you're going to go out and walk into your destiny, and in your destiny, you're going to attract who you attract, and whoever you attract, you're going to impact. So, be true to yourself. Like I can honestly say, looking at you grow up, you have remained true to you. And this is why we're able to do what we're doing right now. I mentioned to you on a Sunday night when we had a family guy, hey, bro, I want to do a podcast. I want us to do something together, me, you, and your brother. And that's another thing I'm looking forward to, him being able to have the time so we can all sit down together, different generation. He's only 2 years apart of you, but you still look at him, that's big bro. Yeah. Regardless, y'all not that far apart. That's still big bro. I'm trying to get him on. So that's different generation thought. Good. Yeah, definitely. So, just being able to have a time to talk to the community, whoever's supposed to reach, but what we're saying is have an impact where you are at.
Yeah.
And have an impact. And it starts with yourself, then it starts with your household, then it starts with your immediate family. You know, we were blessed to be a part of going to family reunions, having family meetings once a month at different family members' houses. Yeah. And when I was younger, I used to be like, yeah, we the next ones up. I'm saying this at 10 and 12, and I already knew it was all bad because once the old heads was going to go, I knew. Yeah. Because we really, we were only being brought together because of our parents and our aunts and our uncles and our grandparents. Once they leave us, basically what I'm saying, if the relationship ain't genuine, yeah, if you don't,
it's gonna break apart. So like,
it's gonna break apart.
The cousins don't know each other, and I remember they always used to stress that, like, every black.
Do you understand?
The black household always stress that, like.
Do you understand how many cousins we got out here? No, Mike, on both sides. Yeah. That we don't know, and they don't know us.
I know families where it's like, the people I grew up with, they got 6 kids. So it's like, and then they got siblings that's having like 4 or 5.
When last time you talked to Johnny?
I don't know. I don't talk to nobody. I mean, we see him every now, but yeah.
Shanky.
They used to work with us. At the
y'all still talking about. So Johnny, I don't know why Johnny's still with me so tough, and maybe because when his sister died. But he doing great things. Marcellus doing great things. Mm-hmm. You know, and this is on our mom's side. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah, I know he out of town.
Yeah, he say Atlanta, and he work for Osage. You know,
so it's like, you know,
out there, but you know,
it's like I think you know, with a lot of people, I was talking to somebody, you know, a lot of people with the whole Facebook and stuff, it feels like you're still in touch, but you're not in touch.
My cousin is Cheryl Register. Yeah, one of my favorite cousins. You know, and she's, you know, everybody, you know, if y'all can, when we come to y'all, we come with blessings, and we're praying in our own way for everybody. Whoever watches us, take the time to watch, but we also praying for the land that we live in, and the world itself. But I have a cousin that, you know, deals with health problems, and she always have, but she always felt like people didn't understand. They tried to make her feel like she's making, you know,
like a hypochondriac or something.
Man, she's one of the most beautiful human beings, and that's Jake's daughter. Remember Jake? So this is his daughter. You know, she's a grandmother now. So that bugs me out. Like, you gotta understand, you know, when you realize how much time goes from not seeing family. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's important when we talk
25, about 30 years. When you know.
And then we're talking about this because I know a lot of times, you know, family can get on your nerves and they might have did you wrong, but guess what? It's still family. If you can be that rock to take on the hits, but you're still trying to bring everybody back together, there's a cost to it. Don't lose hope in it.
So don't lose hope. I want to see in the comments, like, if your family used to do the monthly meetings, a lot of people don't know about that.
People don't know.
We used to have monthly meetings get the family.
Everybody bringing their dues, and that was the money we used when it was time to go to the family reunion.
So if you needed a tour bus, if there was a lot of people going that year,
because you're trying to take down numbers and represent your area. Like, there was a time we was taking down there, like, what, 30 of us?
Yeah. So like, you had the Detroit people, they was always known for bringing that tour bus through.
So you realize, like, when y'all became my age, y'all took my place. Y'all realize that?
Yeah. So it's like,
when they stopped wanting to pay for me, he paid for me. So I got left at home, which I had no problem. I'm working.
Well, it's like you and my mom. So it's like, you know, we got 2 shirts we paying for extra. Who getting them? That's how it was.
So when I talk about I didn't have a childhood, I'm not trying to make people feel bad. It's just reality. I sacrificed my childhood for my nephews to have my parents' love, which was your grandparents. Mm-hmm. It was their second chance at being a parent. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because when you're a parent, you're not going to get it right all the time. You might come with great intentions.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You gotta whoop.
What kind of impact did your grandparents have on you, bro?
Oh, real strong.
Real strong, right? So guess what? But at the same time, me and your mom, we the black sheep, we taught, and that's cool. It's not no big deal. But the fact that they were able to
love
y'all to love y'all the way they really wanted to love us.
Right.
But they gave it to y'all, and that's it's still a blessing. It's not a bad thing. It's just reality. See, as people, we don't talk about real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted cookie cutter, and no, family fucked up.
And
family fucked up.
Always,
it is what
you got generations where like like I'm good with all the kids, right? So it's like that's my role.
That's your thing. That's what you love.
A lot of people might look for me to do something else.
So that even though dad is the patriarch on some real stuff, but I know my role. I'm really the one everybody look to just because where I'm at in life. I'm 51 now. Mm-hmm. Dad is 95. He's just the face. We the one, me and Karen and you and Rob, when we got time, like we the one to make sure he's cool, but we understand responsibility, Mm-hmm. Of course, with the moms, she likes being in control. She likes that role, but I'm glad she's in a place that she's taking time for herself now. Mm-hmm. Right? Taking time for herself. So, that's why we never had any confusion. Like when one can't do something, the other one just step up. It's untalked about. Yeah. Just do what we
But a lot of families, it's like I know so many families where they don't have no kind of structure, like to even like fall back. Even if you're not, it's on the front of your mind when something happens, it just falls into place.
Everybody plays a role.
Yeah, so it's like like I said in the comments, I would love to hear if anybody used to have the family meetings or go. You used to go on the reunions every year. This side, that side,
Remember
the
opposite
Rock? Years.
Remember Squirrel Rock?
I don't.
The Metro Park when we used to do the picnics. Remember the summer picnic? You were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you were young. Your mama broke her ankle like 2 times.
Oh yeah. She just ain't say like where or not.
Yeah, at the park, walking downstairs, crack. Yeah, your mama took it.
Yeah, that makes
broke nose.
The nose on prom.
Yeah. So then guess what? Then little brother come, horrible, ticket. Then Mrs. Old, it's been, some been chasing us. It ain't been all good. Some been chasing us, but it's all good. We here though.
But shout out to so I had a list of do you feel that there's any free agents that they need to go get? Because I mean, it's not like we're making a push for Super Bowl, but you want to finish strong if you can, or is it a walk?
So forget all the players. We don't need players. We need organization stability. Mm-hmm. We need a commitment from this organization to winning. That's all we've been asking for.
Yeah,
because we watching other organizations. Whether they were last in the and they end up coming back the next year, they in the playoff. And they do it. So this is the thing. Under Stefanski, we've been to the playoffs twice. He's been here for 6 years.
People don't realize you had Denver. Maybe a year or two back looking horrible.
And when they played us, all of a sudden, they were over.
They just top of the league now. Then you have the Colts. People short-minded.
Now we beat them, and it was overtime. But ever since then,
like
they've been consistent.
Yeah, so it's like getting back to what you just said. Like you have organizations that a down year, like a down year, and then they just bouncing back within a year.
Same with Cincinnati. So Cincinnati has been dealing with injuries. Now this year they're dealing with injuries and a horrible defense, which has been shown the last few years. The defense has always been inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And this is the problem of having Paul Brown as your owner. Junior. Okay. They keep that wallet tight. Just like what we experienced with the Indians owner. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
So it's like nothing of major status will be coming through those doors. So you gotta get it some type of way.
So the kid game that we talk about with each different individual sports has become a huge conglomerate business, right? These families that own these sports teams, these ain't even their major income.
Yeah, it's like a side.
This is a hobby. Yeah. Do you understand how much money they have?
And
so when you have families that aren't willing to invest fully, so the city itself comes root for these teams because it's an outlet as a individual that works a job.
Mm-hmm.
Family, or whatever you're doing. Like you might be an entrepreneur, but you grew up on sport. Whatever. For those that love sport, let me make it simple. For those that love sports, and you don't invest fully in these teams that you own to put the best product, because you had no problem raising your ticket prices when you want to raise them. Right. You had no problem raising your concession.
And it's talked about how bad and high his parking, $50, $75.
So with the Cavs, have you ever been in their shops?
I was, yeah.
Do you know how, bruh? Have you seen some of the items?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
It's like you walking into a shop just for the experience because the main people from the city not going in there.
Unless they got bread.
Yeah, the main people from
and
the city.
And don't get it twisted. We got a lot of people in the city that make good money. Mm-hmm. They have their own businesses. They either have a good job or something.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, we're talking about per capita as a whole. Yeah. We're poor. Yeah. No. There's no middle class. There's rich.
Oh yeah. In Cleveland, you can see it, and it's like that's the one thing that I don't like. Like, I'm gonna go to the meetings because a lot of people that work, they don't have time to go to the meetings. The meetings are during their shift. They work second shift and possibly a first shift job, or they're sleep. They got to get sleep. Nobody's going to the meetings. It might be empty, and they just pushing through with these agendas. So I'm going to start going because I want to hear, yeah, they building up the lakefront, but like, man, provide jobs for the underprivileged to where they can go down there and work, and it's a steady income like Ferris wheels, just like Chicago.
But you got to bring businesses,
just like Chicago.
So this is the thing. So,
I saw so many teenagers working down in Chicago at the candy shops. It was like an underground plaza.
Do you understand? There's many people that have great ideas. So most of these ideas are ran on textiles or molding type situations. Like that's how their product's going to be produced. We are the city for that. There's so much space, but this is the thing. When you have, how can I say this? I don't believe the people that have titles say that their titles run the city actually run the city. If that makes sense.
It's somebody that don't want to be in a spotlight.
It's not about being in a spotlight. I'm talking about dirty money. I'm talking about underworld. Oh. Just flat out. So who owns all the buildings downtown? I researched.
Hey. And that's the thing, like, it's easily something we can look up to where it's like
everybody could look
why would the city why would any city allow once a visitor comes in, it's just dead space, empty buildings.
Because people's pockets are getting
exactly. So, that'll be flushed out.
Instead of doing their job.
Yeah.
They'll never get flushed out.
I mean, somebody gonna. I mean, that's what the hard tax-paying citizens.
So the point, I guess, what somebody will come in. When I say that it won't never get flushed out, the people that are faces, they don't matter. You gotta get to who's the Wizard of Oz, who's behind that curtain. That's who you're going after. To be able to get the power back to the people. All these different people. How many people we know said, man, if I could just get that script, man, I got the perfect idea.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. Sure. Even yourself,
oh,
right?
Yeah. And with that, you can't even. Well, I've experienced it, but like you can't. It's like they want you to go through I wish somebody would cut the red tape. It's so much hoops and you have to share your idea. Exactly. You got to share your idea.
So Mike,
in so many stages until it gets done and some dirt gets moved out the way and shovels get put down.
Nephew. So imagine if you had $1 million, just $1 million, do whatever. Oh, yeah. All right. You walk downtown.
I could flip a city with $1 million.
I know what you can do, but we're talking about Cleveland. You went down with $1 million. You think they'll take you serious?
$1 million.
$1 million. You already know they wouldn't take you serious.
Yeah, just let me open up.
They wouldn't take you serious. No, why wouldn't they take you serious? Because it's just $1 million. Now, if you can't, because they trying to do what? They trying to rake your pockets. Yeah.
They're trying to get as much as they can out of it.
They just let me open up something a little bit.
But what are these companies buying these buildings for? Less than $1 million. And they own multiple buildings.
Yeah, they buying whole
you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I just said, if you come down to $1 million, they're not even going to take it. But these people that's buying them, they're not coming with $1 million.
And there's nobody.
So that means their organization has big money behind it.
I know some big money dudes in Cleveland.
We all do.
Exactly. Every generation.
We all do.
And when we say big money, it's like...
I know what you're talking about.
And then it's like, they won't even get a shot.
They're just happy to have what they got within the city.
Yeah. So people don't understand the levels that's going on. It's like... That's what I was going to say. A person wouldn't even have $1 million cash or $1 million in assets to just hand over to talk business. And the ones that I know have that in the bank.
More. Exactly.
They just don't have it to just shovel out themselves. They got to partner with somebody. But so, yeah, you looking at partner, you got to get at least 5. You got to get at least $5 million to even buy a parking lot.
And all they looking at
just to buy a parking lot.
But you know what they looking at? It's way beyond the money. It's titles. Who is that person connected to?
Yeah.
No, seriously. That's how they looking at it.
Oh yeah, you can't just go down there and get something.
Because it's a long-term leverage.
You gotta check off some type of background check that you don't know about.
No, it's beyond that nonsense. It's a long-time leverage. Meaning, who do you know that I can leverage off of you for that's going to benefit me?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like something I wouldn't even know. Politics. I'm looking green.
But this is beyond politics.
Right. I'd go in there looking green, and it's like I don't got no kind of leverage that, and they doing something like.
But if I
who this dude?
But if I link up with a name or link up with a group that has a little movement in whatever they're doing.
Oh yeah, that's
going to matter.
Cleveland.
That's going to matter. That's going to matter.
You can feel it too.
But that's just not Cleveland. That's everywhere. Yeah, we can only talk about what we witnessed here just because we've both invested our time. Like I invested, I had my period where I invested in the community. I was doing more than just coaching. I was trying to develop life skills. I was trying to develop a mentality of strive to be the best version of yourself, as we always say. Be the best version of yourself, which is following righteousness. Be righteous. It's hard to do the right thing all the time, but you try to do it based on what? Wisdom. Wisdom is doing the right thing. It's not how smart you are in the classroom or what information you know. When it comes to day in and day out life situations, do you make the right decisions? That's true intelligence and wisdom. So when things in your day-to-day life gets disrupted, but you did everything right, how do you bounce back from that? How do you move forward? Because you gotta understand, when you make a bad decision, you're behind the 8 ball. Every bad decision drops you down a ring. So when you decide to pick yourself up, you have to correct those decisions. You have to clear that path before just to get back walking. And that's what people are not looking at when they're analyzing their footsteps in life. So it starts with decision making in life. Knowing who you are and knowing the path you're willing to walk through. No matter how long it takes. That's why you're at I'll be telling you all the time, man. Nobody owns you. You hear me? Right? Self-made. All your intellectual property and effort and sweat equity and money.
Yeah.
Right? So you can move how you want to move. It's just about how you analyze what you're looking at. Because everything that you're trying to accomplish and or get your foot in, you have to analyze it. You have to pay attention how it moves based on how you move. And sometimes what I tell you, you got to become uncomfortable in life. You can't go by always what you know.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You got to get outside yourself. So, I hope people are listening to whoever sees this, wherever you are in life and whatever I did, man, go after it. Get a hold of your block, your street. If you feel like your block should be a certain way, take responsibility and check the negative things that you see and make sure you're an example of what you want that neighborhood to look like. You got to first take accountability of self. before you can say, I'm willing to invest in others. We're not, we would never take credit of changing nobody's life. We just want to inspire people to follow their dreams or follow whoever they want to be. Some people don't have dreams, Mike.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They ain't even, nobody told them they should.
Some people are cool with, you know what? I got a good job. I'm making more than the average, and life is good. So what happens when the system shut down?
They panic.
What have you thought beyond that? Have you thought about in that same moment? Damn, what would happen if everything shut down? Do I have everything I need?
Do I have any skills?
It's my fact. Do I have any skills to provide
you never learned
to this new
skills.
world that we will be having to embark on? And that's the one thing I'm thankful for our family because it's naturally in us.
Oh yeah.
Like my grandfather, your great grandfather, he was a master craftsman. He was a mason, and all that knowledge runs through our veins with all the knowledge of his forefathers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they
took and his brothers
their kids
and his sisters, all our ancestors, whoever they were, whatever skill and gift they had runs through our veins. So I've always noticed in our family, talking about our immediate family, when things come awry, one, we get together. Even when we're trying to handle our own household, one way or another, we all gonna come together to hold each other up. And in doing that, we all have different skill sets, and we all understand to have skill sets, you have to be humble to be able to fit. Just like, and that's the thing, you got to be humble. And what I mean by that, there's no ego in this. Okay, this is our problem. What do you do good? Okay, write that down. What do you do? So we look at all the skill set. Well, look like we can do this if we want to move forward and doing something. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard to do it.
Take it a level after that. What you willing to learn? So now this person don't got to get burnt out, and then you could come learn and step in and like some people just like to manage. So it's like, hey, we need this managed over here.
Remember when we first made money together, 4 figures on a little simple job. You know what I'm saying? When I had y'all with me doing landscaping.
Oh yeah.
But and we could have ran the price up. Dude said, hey, whatever your price is, I'm willing to pay. But what do we stand on? I don't need a lot. This is the value of my time.
Yeah.
To the average person, they don't try to.
Yeah.
Man, I'm stuck, man.
Yeah, that's how I approach.
But guess what?
I approach everything like that.
But you know what ended up happening? Them same people that try to get extra off them people, that money is gone right away.
And then they never really get. They never get the call back.
And then you
get your job is average. It's average.
Because these same people that tell you, yeah, just tell me whatever your price is. They know what the price is.
It has to be superb.
First of all, they know what the price is. They just want to see. Yeah. Are you gonna try to take advantage of them?
And they might go ahead and pay you that day.
But you gotta understand, any person
you might never get a call back.
Always remember this: any person that has the money to pay it,
they wouldn't have called.
No, they're not dumb. So they know what your time is worth.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like the people that even some of my clients, like, they're asking like, "What you want?" I'm like, I'll say, "You pay me what makes you comfortable." All for the strength of I know what I'm doing, to where I can get in and go boop, done, or I could be like, let me take my time. It's still gonna be good work, but if you say, man, I got $40 on some real, and I'm looking around like, yeah, I can tell you got $40. Like you waited so long.
So what's the one thing?
You waited so long for a reason.
What's the advice I gave?
Leaves or whatever.
I said, know the value of your time. All right, don't shortchange yourself, but bless others if you can. So if you know somebody can't really pay, don't even charge. Just go on and do the job. That's a blessing that's gonna come back to you 10 times fold. That's how I always went about my, how I've had opportunities of surviving. Like I've done a lot of odd jobs, from plowing, shoveling, landscaping, delivering, like whatever. I've done multiple job titles. And in doing that, you learn a skill set from the jobs. And the real hustle is to take that skill set and make money with it outside the job. Because it's a skill set. So the one thing about doing that, don't shortchange your time. Your time is valuable because this is the time you're supposed to be doing what? Resting, spending time with your family. But no, you're trying to make extra money to supplement with your low pay from the other job. And then if you work on a schedule that don't even allow you to hustle.
Yeah. Some people they ain't got.
So you got to get real creative, and that's where I've watched you, where you know, because we've had talks about streams, creating different streams, and you've been on that, you've been ahead of the game. So this is goes back, and please, people, whoever watches, please hit the like and subscribe button.
Yeah.
You know, I know we don't say it enough to make you feel like you're obligated, but if you take the time to listen to this conversation, please hit that like and subscribe button because we have a lot of more ideas just outside of sports. Like it's about this city, it's about this area, and people understanding their talent and their worth. Because I'm gonna say it again, some of the most talented people that's in this world come from here. Yeah. And we're gifted. We know we're gifted. And we say that humbly. But we have a lot of gifts. And I feel like the greatest gift I can give is have a conversation about my city and how we basically just need to come together. And how we come together is take care of yourself, take care of your community, and everything will add up.
Yeah, so like I said, you know, I'm gonna definitely visit these city halls. I'm gonna bounce around to different ones. I'm gonna stay in the news and see like if it's a city on the verge of like shutting down a rec center. I want to go find out why and where they saying they allocating the money to for this shutdown and what do they have any backup plans for the children? Because then you're gonna say, oh, we need more money for police because the kids are running rampant. They ain't got no place to play or go to at 5, you know, from the time their parents on the way home, you know, like a quick 2 hours maybe. I'm gonna go to East Cleveland's mayor and ask with all the I drove around. I used to drive around East Cleveland. You could buy a block in East Cleveland for about $5,000. Like no bull. 5,000 you can buy a small little city block, little neighborhood. So it's like with all this extra room and the ability to rent out the schools and seeing that they're going to consolidate some schools soon. Don't shut the schools down. Let me or another nonprofit or somebody doing the same work. We can get it out here to where if she's willing to work with somebody, let's give these kids a place to go to and teach them skills while they're inside the building, not just in the gym. We can have something there for them, but you still can open up a few of the rooms so they learn how to grow during the winter, cook. Every school has.
Hopefully, we could get people in there that are masters at their trade.
Yeah.
So we could get people in here so IT workers.
People don't know about that. They have. If you run a small business or a full business or work for a large company, and you go volunteer your time on the weekend, you just it's a simple form, and you give that back to your company. So say you work for Shell Gas, and you go teach kids on how to be potential managers. Give them some skills. You just say I did this for 2.5, 3 hours. That company has write-offs they got to do every year. So it's like this one guy in their company at Cubicle 4 does this stuff on the weekend. He just builds it up through the year, and then it's allowing so that company is going to give him a car to do this. They're going to give him some money to give to the kids, like buy them lunch one day, take them to jog up.
Because you're promoting the company.
So if you go ask people go ask your company if they do anything with the community. They might surprise you and say, well, we've been looking for things to do.
We've been writing it off.
But it's just been our friend that works over here at this place. I know companies, they literally get their write-offs from helping a friend of theirs from that has a business in the same city. And they throw a Christmas party. But they could have been doing stuff through the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
They get all their community service for helping this company with that check, and they get it.
Do you understand?
But they could be spreading it out.
Do you understand why they do that?
Yeah.
So, quick and son, that's in the test season. So that's the hugest test. The closer you are to test, people don't know this. Your big write-offs come the closer you do it towards the end of the year.
Mm. And now, it's the holiday season.
Now, just to put something out here, and what we're talking about is all good, but the reason these communities are fading away from Cleveland, the inner city part of Cleveland to East Cleveland, West Side Cleveland doesn't have any jobs in these communities. There's no more of the small factories. The mom and pops, they're limited. There used to be a whole bunch where you could get a job. What they brought in is these dollar stores. Yeah. So this is what they're saying.
And if you go to the dollar store, how many people they got?
So
they
you
got
somebody stocking. You got dollar stores, liquor stores, and fast food. Yeah. All right.
And these automatic car washes.
And automatic car washes. So you're saying these are the jobs for this community to go apply for, and we're just talking about the kids, the young adults.
So now they're competing with the
But it's not real money.
Older adults.
It's not real money, and it's limited. But at one time, these same communities had different factories. So if you were going to college, that factory down the street was hiring for such and such amount. There's no jobs being allowed. So what should I say? The city is not allowing companies, because if the city really wanted to thrive, all they would be doing is taking these different companies. Yeah, don't worry about that. You don't understand. All this area needs is a chance. We put a job. It's no different than what they did in Randall. You had an empty mall.
Right.
And then you turn it into Amazon, and then the back half became the loading, basically the loading area, the trucking depot area. And the majority of the people that work there don't live in North Randall.
And it's thriving.
So imagine if you do it in these areas, giving people opportunity to provide for themselves. If they don't have nowhere to go to get jobs.
Yeah. The restaurants around Randall are thriving.
They didn't understand. So you give them a good job to provide for their family. These are the ones that's going to spark the idea. I want to become my own boss. And they create a mom and pop business within that same community. They're not leaving. They're feeding
still going to work. So they want to go check out their business down the street. And they're just feeding back into it. And that's how these communities are built. But it's almost like that's the game plan. So I challenge
But this is the game plan. But it's showing you the long form that they've been doing from day one. We don't want you to survive.
All right. I challenge everybody to go to one of your city council
in your community
and see what they talk about, because they will be, if you see their faces, if a whole section start to fill up with the people that have been working but not showing up to the meetings, their faces will drop because they're not used to anyone coming, and they just run through these meetings.
On some real deal, that's why you got to have real people that have love for their community running for these positions.
Those are more important.
Because if you don't have that, it's just politics as usual. Yeah.